Hello everyone, this is Tess Rollins with Simply Enhance. I'm here with a quick video to give you some tips and tricks relating to the Simply This or That projects created from the products you selected on social media earlier this week. You selected the Here's to Strong Women stamp set, the Mosaic 3D embossing folder, the Peaceful Poppies sequence, and the coordinating Peaceful Poppies Designer Series paper. Before I bring in the projects, I'll go ahead and remove some of these products so that I can show you the reverse side of this lovely Peaceful Poppies Designer Series paper. Oh, and by the way, this embossing folder ended up being the tricky item to kind of implement in the projects this week. However, I think I did a pretty good job doing that, and we'll see that shortly. So as you can see, we've got these lovely papers. This is probably one of my all-time favorites because my favorite color is red and there's lots of red on the different papers. This one is my favorite one out of the whole package. I'm probably gonna frame it and add maybe a quote or something inspirational and then put the frame up in my studio. I will post a picture of it once I get that done. And then, like all of our Designer Series papers, they are double-sided. So here are the reverse sides to those. I really like these poppies, and I think I'm going to do something with these two papers together. And I'll post that on social media as well. I'm not exactly sure what yet I'm going to do, but I really love the contrast of these two papers. So let's bring the projects in. Each week I try to create 3 projects and for 3 different levels and use, not every item or every product in each project, but at least use the products at least once. So going from left to right, I've got a simple stamper or simple crafter item or project. And then in the center, I have a project for the casual crafter. May have some extra products lying around, may have been crafting for a while, but doesn't craft all the time. And then the last project is always for the avid crafter. That would be somebody that has a lot of different kinds of art supplies, might even have a few different crafting hobbies. So let's get into these a little bit closer. Put a couple of these aside while we go over the projects. Okay, so your first one is a simple card. This is for a beginner or a simple crafter or stamper. And this project is just stamps, inks, and papers. If you can see right here on the side, underneath the Designer Series paper, is a small mounted piece of cardstock just to separate it a little bit from the Whisper White cardstock. And what I've done is just stamped the sentiment, and then I've cut it out with a pair of snips and just put them up on some Stampin' Dimensionals so that you'll get a little bit of height or a little bit of interest in your card. So that's your simple stamping or your simple crafting card. The next one is for our casual stamper or our casual crafter. This is a paper lantern, and for the paper lantern I have used some vellum and just scored it and folded it into a little bit of a box. And then I've used 2 different Designer Series paper from the Peaceful Poppies Designer Series paper pack. And then I've embellished a little bit with some ribbon, and those are just tied on and adhered with a couple of glue dots so that they don't slide off. And then just randomly on each side, I have taken some of the Peaceful Poppy sequins with some mini glue dots and have adhered them to the sides. Now, I know that some of you may be concerned about the heat for a paper lantern. What I am putting inside of them is a tea light, and the tea light is an LED light. It's battery operated, it's cool to the touch, you don't have to worry about anything burning, and you're just going to set your paper lantern right over top of it. You can make several paper lanterns, and have them at each place setting when you have a party or a dinner. You can also just put them randomly down the center if maybe you have a table banner that you're putting down the center with some food. You can just randomly put some of these paper lanterns aside, any occasion that you can think of. And again, the best thing to use would be these, they're inexpensive LED tea lights. So then the next thing we've got is for the avid crafter. And this is the one that I used, the 3D mosaic embossing folder. So this is actually a shaker card. So what you can see is there's a window here, and if I go from side to side, you'll see those sequins kind of move inside that window. I've used punches to cut the circles out. There's designer series paper on the inside of the window, as well as the ring around the window. And then this is also designer series paper that's been cut with some paper snips. The only thing that I've stamped on this item is the sentiment. The sentiment was stamped in Versamark, and then I used Whisper White embossing powder and a heat tool so that I can emboss that on some basic black cardstock. Then I've taken my paper snips, I've just cut this out, and then I've adhered it to the card using our black Stampin' Dimensionals to give it some height and some interest. And then I finished it off with, again, some of the Peaceful Poppies sequins, and I've just used mini glue dots to adhere those to the card. So let me go ahead and bring the 3 projects back in so that you can see the different levels of projects. And the products are very bright, they're very vibrant, and I thank you for participating in the Simply This or That voting. We will start again with a new week. I hope that you continue to engage with me and vote for what products I will be playing with. We'll see you next week. Thank you.